What
Yeah.
inspired you to start your own business?
I was actually an associate first in West Memphis. So for the first year and a half after I graduated, I was working for an established doctor in West Memphis, Arkansas. And so I learned a lot in that experience, of course, um,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of watched how he did business, watched how he did dentistry, watched how he interacted with his staff. Learned a lot, but I was ready to have some more leadership. I was ready to set my schedule and kind of set my own practice philosophy, kind of have things the way that I was thinking. I actually Googled dental practices for sale near me
Mm-hmm.
and got connected with a brokerage agency, and they had some practices for sale. And so I just started looking, and I happened to find one in Bartlett, met Dr. Fennern, and the rest is history. We got along really, really well from the start. A lot of my colleagues, the practices that they'll purchase are existing.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit about how, you can either do a startup where you just, from the ground up, you build
Mm-hmm.
the building and you have no patients to start with and you just do your own thing. And a lot of people like that because you can set the philosophy and the vision at the outset and control
Mm-hmm.
everything, which is
Mm-hmm.
great, and that's fine. I wanted to have an established patient base where I could just walk in, have an income stream already, because I really like stability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and then basically after you acquire it, then you kind of shape things, update things, change things the way that you want them to be. So the good news about my transition, when I met Dr. Fennern, like I said, we hit it off, and I told him, hey, I want to get a feel for this practice before I purchase. Can I come follow you around for a day,
Mm-hmm.
kind of check things out, see how the culture of your practice is, see how you interact with patients, and see if this would be a practice I'd be interested in purchasing, because you get a variety of practices. You can
Exactly.
imagine every dentist has a different personality. So I actually met the staff before I purchased. I ate lunch with them, answered their questions, kind of got to know them and the practice before I even made an offer, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is really important. And that's a piece of the equation that a lot of my colleagues miss when they buy the practice. Usually it's on the back end after the purchase is done. Then the owner doctor says, hey, by the way, I sold the practice. Bye. Here's this new person. And the staff is like, who just took your practice? And it's like a weird like transition. So I wanted to be upfront, honest, and straightforward. That's how I do business. And that's how I wanted to do this transaction that's super important. So from there, I just started updating things, and the staff has been putting up with me since then, and they're all really great. I've retained the original staff, and everybody's been really, really helpful in kind of transitioning this with this brand new person. Dr. Fennern was in his 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously he was a male dentist, and so it's kind of different, transitioning to a female younger dentist.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an interesting transition, but everybody's been really great with it, and like I said, it's been a positive experience. So, yeah.
So you mentioned something really interesting here.
Mhm.
Before you do business with someone, you have to build a relationship, and
Right.
that's what you did. I mean, the good thing about this practice was that they allow you to be there,
Oh, yeah.
to get familiar with the process, to meet
Yeah.
the staff and everything.
Yeah. And that's the same way that I approach dentistry in general. Because, like, I mean, again, my parents are in heavy equipment and construction work.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea about dentistry. I just liked my orthodontist.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a cool guy and he seemed to like what he did. And I was like, well, why do you do this? He's like, I like to put tiny pieces together and I like to get to know patients over their lifetime. And I was like, well, that sounds great. So I actually went and shadowed him at his
Mm-hmm.
office in high school. And I shadowed a
Mm-hmm.
few other dentists in high school. And then in college, I built up some shadowing hours. So I wanted to know what I was getting into before I got into it. And I think that's a huge part before you purchase the practice, before you purchase any business, like
Mm-hmm.
go check it out. And sometimes business owners that are established are uncomfortable because they don't want the staff to know that they're selling, or like it's
Mm-hmm.
like this weird covert thing. But I don't think that's the way to do it. It's much more straightforward. It's easier for the staff. It's more honest, I think, if you just have that conversation and say, hey, look, here's what I'm thinking about, and this person's thinking about coming in, and let's just show them how we do business. So,
Mm-hmm. No,
yeah.
that's good. That's good. Definitely, that's definitely good advice for those who want to buy a new practice.
Or even entering a new industry. If you're like, I
Mm-hmm.
wonder how I would like, I don't even know, just pick an industry. I wonder if I would like owning a restaurant. Well, then
Mm-hmm.
go follow someone who owns a restaurant for a day. Like, figure out
Mm-hmm.
if you'd like it. I think
Get
it's,
familiar with the process and
yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah.
That
Because there's a
that's
lot
definitely
behind the scenes, too.
yeah, that's definitely good advice. Do you have any tips, pieces of advice that you have that you might want to share with the audience about, taking care of your smile? Do you have anything that you would like to share with us? Perhaps
Yes,
three tips, 4 tips, whatever
only
you want to
three.
share with us.
Honestly, I'm
Yes.
really limited here. I was going to
Yes.
take an hour more. No. So, of course, I mean, I'm a dentist, so I'm going to say brush your teeth.
Yes.
One of the most important things is making sure that you're brushing properly. A lot of patients like, and may or may not have a strategically placed toothbrush right here. So a lot of
Mhm.
patients like to brush this way, horizontal, right? That's
Uh,
comfortable, it's
that's
normal.
me.
Yes. Hey, Nestor,
Uh,
this is targeted at you, actually.
Man.
But what you want to do is instead of going straight on, angle your brush a little so that
Hmm.
these bristles go right under the gums and circle baby motions. Circle, circle, circle.
Oh.
Instead of sawing. Sawing leads to gum recession. Never a great thing, right? So just circle gentle motions. And if you want to Google a video so that you don't have to look at my face doing weird things, it's called the modified Bass technique. BASS, modified Bass technique. Anyway, so that's what the modern brushing experts are saying. Electric toothbrushes are also fabulous. I like Oral-B.
Mm.
Um, it does some of the work for you. Um, Second thing, flossing. Flossing is really important. You always get fussed at the dentist about flossing. Everyone does. We like you to do it once a day and cupping each tooth as you go in the spaces. Literally like you're scrubbing the sides of the tooth where the toothbrush can't reach. Your teeth are really close together. The floss's point is to get where the toothbrush can't reach. You can be the best brusher in the world and still have stuff between your teeth. So that's why we always fuss about flossing.
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, before I bore you, Nestor, are you falling asleep right now? Um,
Now this is good. Yeah.
Okay, good. And thirdly, coming in for regular checkups with yours truly. Any dentist will advise usually at least every 6-month checkups. We can check your gum health, we can check your teeth, and I, every 6 months, do an oral cancer screening. It's incredibly
Ah.
important to detect and monitor or refer out for oral cancer type stuff. Um, if you have advanced oral cancer, it is a very serious issue. So if you have anything interesting on your gums, on your tongue, on your roof of your mouth, anything like that, I want to put eyes on it and I want to get that taken care of or get it examined before it gets interesting. Because, like I said, no one wants cancer. You especially don't want oral cancer. Not to scare you, but I always check things just to make sure that we're staying on the safe side because I don't want anything to be interesting dentally for anyone. So
Right.
that's what we always do. So I'd say, again, brushing technique, good flossing, and regular cleanings. Those would be the top three if you had to limit me. But I can go on if you'd like.
I need to I need to improve my brushing technique, definitely.
Scandal. Scandal, Nestor.
Exactly. So where can potential clients, customers find your services?
Good question. So we do have a website, drbrooklynbyrd.com. I think you've got it displayed at the bottom of the screen
Mm-hmm.
right now. So that's the best place to go for new patient information. There's a little menu and it says new patients, click here, and then you can go down and see
Mm-hmm.
that information. I've also got helpful oral care sheets on my website. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have any questions about like different bleaching stuff and all that, that's on my website.
Mm-hmm.
We also have an Instagram and a Facebook. It's at Dr. Brooklyn Byrd. And if y'all want to follow us on that, that'd be great. And we
Yeah.
post things and fun stuff and tips and all that so you can stay up to date with the practice. And we are conveniently located in the heart of Bartlett. It's
Uh-huh.
right at Stage and Altruria across from Bartlett City Hall. So my office is one of these little brick buildings. If you need us, we're here.
Well, Dr. Brooklyn, I really appreciate your time.
Of
Thank you
course.
very much for joining me on this
Yeah.
adventure.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you as well. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much and talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Esther.
Thank you. Enjoy, guys.
All right, thanks.